$15 billion. Mr. Carter asked for reductions between $13 and $14 billion. The leader of the terrorists holding the Dominican embassy in Colombia for the 24th day says he'll blow up the compound if police try to retake it by force. The man, calling himself Comandante Uno, says he hasn't budged from his original ransom demands for the safe release of the hostages. In sports, the Nets lost to the 76ers 108-99 in basketball action. In the National Hockey League, the Rangers took on Winnipeg. The score, Jets 4, Rangers 2. Showers overnight, low in the 30s. More rain on Saturday, mixed with snow, high 40 to 45 degrees. This has been a summary of news, sports, and weather from News Center 4. I'm Don Pardo. Enjoy your day. This is a WNBC-TV editorial.
Governor Carey of New York says it's time the state came up with a long-term plan for financing the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. We agree. We think the leaders in the legislature are making a mistake if they simply come up with a certain amount of money which will do nothing but provide a stopgap for still another year. We understand the political unpopularity of approving Mr. Carey's plan or any other, which means more taxes for at least some of us to pay. But that kind of plan must be approved sooner or later. The necessary money is not going to fall from the sky, and these days the chances of it coming from heaven are just about as good as expecting Washington to come up with it. The MTA, heaven knows, has its faults, and we've not been backward about putting those we saw before you. But even if by some miracle it should suddenly turn overnight into the most efficiently run public authority in the nation, it would still require money that it does not now have. Providing temporary funds will only put off the day of reckoning, and indeed will, we fear, only have the effect of making a bad organization even worse. This has been a WNBC-TV editorial. I'm Joe Michaels.
When the Census 80 forms arrive, please fill them out and send them back right away. Now, the envelope is already stamped and addressed. The reason to cooperate is that the results of Census 80 will directly determine the amount of help to our community in housing, education, and health care, which are so important to our children and elders. Your answer will be kept strictly confidential. It's the law.
You sure you're okay, Fred? You better let me drive you home.
Nah, come on, I'm fine. It takes more than this to get me drunk. Hey, I never felt better in my life.
You'll never drink and drive again.
Don't worry, honey. I'll bring you plenty of ice cream after your tonsils are out.
Mother, Roger may not have to have his tonsils out. We're going to get a second opinion.
When it comes to surgery like removal of tonsils, gallbladder, or hernia, if it isn't an emergency, why not get a second opinion? You have every right to another point of view. After all, it's your body. And isn't that worth a second opinion?
To find another physician, ask your doctor or call toll-free.
This is WNBC-TV, New York.
Malpractice is in. We hear a lot about it. All forms of it. Medical, legal, educational. People are suing other people because they claim they're going about it all wrong. How about you? Has anyone ever sued you? At times we could be sued. Why? Because we're going about the business of living in the wrong way. And I'd like to share 2 suggestions for living. First, keep it simple. It is amazing to see how some people complicate life. Now, most of us have no college or university degrees in engineering, civil or construction engineering. And yet how easy it is for us to make a mountain out of a molehill. Way back in June of 1963, the world lost a good friend and a loving father, Pope John the 23rd. He used to say and believe that all necessary things are simple, all complicated things are useless. The more complicated life becomes, the more it ceases to be life. Marriages and responsibilities, raising children and going out to our jobs, taking care of ourselves, handling our bills and our sicknesses, All this can become complicated, and when you get too serious, don't be surprised that people will start to avoid you. Now that leads to my second suggestion. Ask and accept advice. At times we're not so sure, not so strong. Borrow the faith and strength of others, just as willingly as you'd borrow some milk or a cup of sugar or a friend's tool to help you do some job at home. Taking advice is a lot like taking medicine. It may hurt, but it usually helps. God cares about us all, so turn to him and share your cares. It is said that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Go to God with your life, even if it's broken or complex, confused or upset. Like a child whose toy is broken and does not work, and who turns in trust to a loving parent. Turn to the Lord. He will show us the right way, the only way to live. It is his way. Living is the one thing we should all be good at, especially since God loves us so much. It would be terrible if we did it wrong and got sued for malpractice.
Ever thought of adoption for your family? Or do you know someone who really is interested in kids? There are thousands of special needs, kids of all races, who are available and are waiting to be adopted. Spaulding for Children of Westfield, New Jersey is looking for New Jersey parents. The service is free. There's no minimum income. There are no special housing requirements. Single parents are welcome. If you live in New Jersey, call Spaulding at 201-233-2282.
I think everybody should take part in Census 80. The government has to know how many people there are so that we can get what we need.
Census 80 keeps each person's information confidential. That's the law. The government is interested in totals only.
The government needs a complete count so it can know what is needed. Do your part.
Hello, my name is Ben Hooks, Executive Director of the NAACP. Will you be home tonight at 2 a.m.? The New Jersey Division of Youth and Family Services may need you. Emergencies can't tell time, particularly when it comes to teenagers who find themselves with nowhere to go. If you live in New Jersey, you may be the emergency foster parent who can help. For information, call 201-648-4550.
WNBC-TV, Channel 4 in New York. A subscriber in good standing to the Television Code Board, Washington, D.C. This concludes our program schedule for the day. Portions of the preceding broadcast day were pre-recorded. For the best in television entertainment, stay with WNBC-TV, Channel 4 New York. We'll return to the air tomorrow with more of your favorite programs. This is Arthur Gary wishing you a good night on behalf of Channel 4. And now our national anthem.